Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Atlas. This is an update video for AMC, the movie theater stock. If you guys are new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe. We'd love for you to be a part of the community. Hit the thumbs up like button. It definitely helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm and potentially other people finding this video. And speaking of which, you can share the video on social media if you do think it would be helpful, and that's also appreciated. Please keep in mind, guys, I am not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinions, my own research, and I encourage you guys, as always, to do your own. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing is, I'll go ahead and just start right off the bat with the stockholders meeting, or the shareholders meeting. And this is something that you actually had to be in person for, which a lot of people on social media seem to be upset. They were expecting because they put in their votes and that they registered for everything, that they should have been able to have access to this as like a digital-based presentation instead of having to go to an actual location for it, or being able to have it over a phone call, for example. And so people were a little bit upset with that. But overall, it was what looks to be a pretty quick and to the point kind of meeting. So let's go ahead and cover this. This is a sheet that somebody had shared over on the AMC stock subreddit covering the main key points here, and then what was actually discussed from some of the people that attended. They said AMC shareholder meeting is adjourned. I reached out to the vice president of investor relations and he said results will be filed with the SEC within a day or so. Okay, now filed within the SEC. So as you guys can see here, results of the meeting will be filed with the SEC within a day or two of the final votes being certified. So once it's officially certified. Be safe and well, John. Now, one of the discussions that was down here, somebody said, interesting, I heard that the AMC share count could not be disclosed to public and instead must be reported to the SEC if it was high. Not certain of this 100%. And then Jenny responded saying, this is true. Jerry Wyco posted results of the vote, but officially you will see it on the SEC filing. Nothing big happened, but let them count accurately and we wait. By the way, if you guys want to check me out on Twitter, I'm on Twitter at CryptoAtlasYT. You guys can see it below the webcam here. So the big thing to take away from this is the discussions about, it's not looking like the numbers are adding up quite right, but they can't disclose it as of this moment in time. And so I looked over here at what Jerry Jones, which was just referenced, had posted, and it says preliminary report. The directors have been elected. Ernst and Young has been approved as the company's auditor, and the advisory vote on executive compensation has been approved. The meeting has been adjourned. Okay, so continuing on with this, John Wilkes had said, just got home after attending the AMC shareholder meeting in Leawood. I'm kind of surprised there weren't more apes there, but the socially distanced room was near capacity. Kudos to the staff. They could not have been any nicer. With the 25 million share request off the table, everything else on the agenda went smoothly. One statement from CEO Adam did pique my interest. He stated that they know many shareholders are very concerned about irregularities in the stock price. Regarding these alleged irregularities, he said they are closely monitoring the situation. He then specifically stated that on the advice of counsel, he could not comment on any of these matters. He simply acknowledged our concerns. He couldn't do much else. No, there was not another share count. Obviously, there is votes to be counted on the agenda items. The vote totals were not available. As I imagine, they are still counting, but to be very clear, there was not a second share count. I briefly spoke with a Wall Street Journal reporter outside of the headquarters before and after the meeting. He seemed to be playing it straight, and I appreciate the fact that he thought enough to ask an ape's opinion. We'll see what the price looks like, right? So some very good information here. Some other things now going on to kind of cover for today. But that was the main key point. Gary Gensler has posted on a Twitter account, and it's a verified Twitter account. So Gary Gensler says about 6 months ago, a stock went from $20 to $480 and back down to $40 all in a matter of weeks. I think these events are part of a larger story about the intersection of finance and technology. When new technologies come along and change the face of finance, how do we continue to achieve our core public policy goals and ensure the markets work for everyday investors? Check out my testimony before, and then they include the link right here. Okay, so if we actually head on over to this article, there's something of a big takeaway here. two main key points I want to illustrate for you. These forces have had a symbiotic relationship since antiquity. One thing that I've come to believe is that technology can bring greater access to our capital markets. Our central question is this: when new technologies come along and change the face of finance, how do we continue to achieve our core public policy goals and ensure that markets work for everyday investors? As we work to protect investors, maintain fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitate capital formation, I'd like to highlight 7 factors that were at play in these volatile events. Gamification and user experience, payment for order flow, a lot of people are really concerned about that. Equity market structure, short selling, and market transparency, obviously also really big. And social media, people are concerned that they're going to be targeting us as retail investors. I'm going to illustrate that that's not really their intention with that here in a minute. Market plumbing, market plumbing, clearance and settlement, system-wide risks. We expect to publish a staff report assessing the market events over the summer, so keep an eye on it for this summer. While I cannot comment on ongoing examination and enforcement matters, SEC staff is vigorously reviewing these events for any violations. I also have directed staff to consider whether expanded enforcement mechanisms are necessary. So if we scroll on down here, under social media, he specifies, to be clear, I'm not concerned about regular investors exercising their free speech online. I am more concerned about bad actors potentially taking advantage of influential platforms. So one of the big things that we as retail investors have been concerned about is hedge funds and market makers essentially paying for individuals or making these bot accounts. They copy and paste the same messages across the board, and they're trying to make it sound like, oh, they're giving up on AMC. Now, yeah, some people are legitimate in that regards, but if you look into this enough, there are literally postings of people saying, oh, I got a divorce, or, something like very specific, and it's word verbatim on multiple people's accounts, and they're saying that it's a result of what happened with AMC, and people are saying like, oh, $100 is good, like sell it at that level and stuff, right? They're trying to set a cap and trying to psychologically manipulate people in the market. So check this out. Also we got Tawfiq Fazula. So, whoops, did I just lose where I had his post? No, I think we're good. Okay, so H.R. 4619 to amend the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 to prohibit trading ahead by market maker or indulge in insider trading. The CEO will have to certify personally that the market maker was not engaged in illegal activities. That's going to be very interesting how that plays out. Breaking news. Also, Charles Schwab, Fidelity Investments, and BlackRock all made massive increases in their AMC stock position all within the same hour. Clearly, they saw what I and the rest of the Reddit incorporation of the Reddit crowd saw. It's a huge opportunity to accrue a tremendous amount of wealth, all because of naked short-selling synthetics and hubris of cocky hedge fund guys. This short squeeze is arguably bigger than the Volkswagen AG one a few years back. One analyst called it the largest transfer of wealth in human history. What an incredible statement. We'll be buying more. Poor Citadel is the bag holder. And then just to continue on, Tawfiq says H.R. 4618, the Short Sale, Transparency, and Market Fairness Act, this would reduce the time for 13F filings from quarterly to a monthly basis to be filed within 10 days of end of month. Screws are tightening on hedge funds. This is absolutely crazy, guys. And then look at this. Citadel Connect is not a dark pool. This is posted by Keenan Grace. It's worse. Dark pools report eventually. Citadel Connect does not. I talked about Citadel Connect in one of my recent videos. Apogee in the week of March 2nd, FINRA said Connect is averaging around 5 times the volume of Apogee, according to a person with knowledge of the matter, but who asked to remain anonymous because the information is not public. Unlike Apogee, Connect is not classified as an alternative trading system and does not report volumes to FINRA. So one of the things that's crazy here is somebody else responded by saying Citadel Connect is not registered through FINRA. I don't know if that's fully confirmed or not, but that's very interesting if that's true. But from what we learned yesterday, it doesn't even matter because Congress confirmed that FINRA is not a part of the government and has no real authority to bring the law down on these companies manipulating the market. If that's true, that's crazy. Now, taking a look at the price action movement here for AMC over the course of the day, down 1.98%. So it's consolidating into a sideways position here. And then if you take a look at Robinhood, their IPO just officially launched. They didn't do very well, guys. They started off here at $40.25 for the high, and it dropped quite dramatically, exponentially down at this point shortly after its first time. It did recover some and then ended up dropping down a little bit more. So overall for the day, it looks like it actually dropped down 13.25%. And then all of a sudden there's a massive candle of volume that seems to take place right after the right near that end time position. So a lot of activity trying to show up there at the very end. For AMC stocks, the shares available to borrow is down to 15,000. So very, very low in that regards. But you still got over 3.2 million ETF shares available to borrow. In the options data, there's 224,179 option contracts that are out the money right now. So if that ends up pulling the price up a little bit more and they exercise that, we could be looking at a gamma squeeze. But we are running out of days in the week. Trading data, 68.5%. Still very close to that 70%. Trading on the dark pool, which is absolutely insane. And speaking of the dark pool, we're still seeing negative 180 million shares, negative $7.2 billion. Absolutely ridiculous. Just all this stuff is like playing in imaginary land, guys. It's ridiculous. So I'm still an ape. I'm holding strong. I believe in this. I got strong conviction. As you guys can see, there's a lot of things that are at work right now. A lot of stuff just really kind of came out of the blue. And we should be expecting some more information and news as we go along. But hey, the shorts haven't covered yet. So the squeeze is still on the table. It's still an opportunity for us. And with all the synthetic shares, with all the naked shorts, everything else, guys, it's looking really, really good for us. So I'm going to go and wrap up the video there. I got referral links in the description. If you guys want to use those to get free cryptocurrencies or free stocks, you're more than welcome to. I prefer Webull over Robinhood. I know a lot of people are saying to go over to Fidelity. Now, if you guys want to do that, you guys can. They're there for you guys, and it's free money. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Once again, if you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, like button. It really helps us out, guys. And feel free to share the video. Thank you. I will see you guys in the next episode.